Profirms is considered one of the hardest things to pass when trading, and most people when trading with Profirms they end up blowing their accounts. And there are many reasons for that, but in this video I'm going to be giving you 3 rules that you need to follow if you want to trade with Profirms and you want to make sure that you don't blow the account, you want to pass the account. Maybe you just bought a Profirm challenge or you're planning on getting a Profirm challenge. If you follow these 3 rules, I can assure you that it's going to help you in passing that Profirm challenge that you just got or you're about to get. So make sure you watch this video to the end and let's get started. These are 3 rules that you should abide by when trading with Profirms. So we're going to be diving deep into these rules, and I can show you that these 3 rules that I'm going to be showing you in this video are going to prevent you from scams. They're going to prevent you from blowing your challenge when you buy a challenge with Profirms, and it's going to keep you from breaking the rules of the Profirms basically and losing your accounts. So let's get into it real quick. So what's the first rule? The first rule is to read the rules. That's the number 1 rule. The number 1 rule when trading with Profirms, if you just bought a Profirm challenge or you're planning on buying or purchasing a Profirm challenge, the number 1 rule that you should abide by when trading with Profirms is always read the rules. I can't stress that enough. Most people blow their accounts not because they hit the max drawdown, which most Profirms is like 10% max drawdown, right? Most people that blow their account, that lose their Profirm challenge, it's not mainly because they hit the max drawdown, right? It's not that they hit the max loss. The main reason for most people is that they end up losing their accounts mainly because they don't follow the rules or don't stick by the rules that particular Profirm has displayed out, right? So always read the rules. Now, some people I've seen certain situations or certain cases where someone will buy a Profirm challenge, right? Will trade the Profirm challenge, maybe even pass phase 1 and pass phase 2, and maybe even get to the payouts, right? And then when it's time to get the payouts, they receive maybe an email and the Profirm tells them that unfortunately they can't receive a payout because of they broke so and so rule, right? Sometimes it's the fault of the trader. And the reason for that is most people don't understand that you have rules in the challenge phase, both the first phase and the second phase, but the rules are different, slightly different when you actually enter into the funded account. So once you've passed your challenge, both phase 1 and phase 2, there's a slight change in the rules when you enter the funded account. For example, on some Profirms, when you're trading the challenge phase, phase 1 and phase 2, you can trade news, right? You can trade news if price hits your stop loss doing news or hits your take profit doing news, there's no problem. But the moment you go from the challenge phase, right, to the funded phase, once you get to the funded phase, that rule changes. Now you can't trade news anymore. Here on the, forgive my drawing, here on the challenge phase, you could trade news, right? But on the funded phase, you can't actually trade news. So what happens is, because you think that the rules are the same on both sides, you end up trading news on the challenge phase, and then you get into the funded phase and you start trading news. And then by the time you request a payout, they tell you that unfortunately you can't receive a payout because of you broke so and so rule, right? And this is not the fault of the Profirm. This is the fault of you not doing your due diligence to take the time to read and understand the rules of that particular Profirm that you're trading with. Right, I've heard different situations when it comes to Profirms on how people break rules without reading the rules. I had a friend of mine that bought a Profirm and he was trading the Profirm, right? Past phase 1, past phase 2, and then as he was trading, he did not know that there was a rule there on that particular Profirm, where it says that you can't risk if your drawdown equity drawdown goes more than 2% in a day, that's your exposure, your max exposure in the day was 2%. So if your equity goes below or more than 2% drawdown in a day, they're going to reduce your profit split. They're going to give you a soft bridge, so that you're not going to lose the account. They'll just reduce your profit split, maybe from 80% to maybe like a 50% profit split. And he didn't know that. So as you're trading, he thought that the rules for the live account is the same. Sorry, not the live account. The rule for the funded account, it was the same with the rules on when he was trading the challenge, and he ended up trading it the same way. And because of that, he didn't know that rule was there because he didn't do his due diligence to read the rules there, and then ended up breaching that rule. It was a soft breach, so you can still keep your account. I think if you breach it like 2-3 times, that's when it's a hard breach. A hard breach is when you completely lose the account. So that's what happened, and then he ended up reducing the profit split for the account. right? And that's because now in situations like that, some people might want to blame the prop firm like this, and say, why did this, why is it like that? But the problem is not actually from the prop firm, it's from you because before you bought that prop firm and started trading that prop firm, you should have read the rules. So it's very, very important to read the rules of the prop firm so that as you're trading, whether you're in phase one, phase two, phase three, or maybe you're in the funded phase, it's important to read the rules for each phase so that you can understand so you don't break the rules. You have to abide by the rules if you want to play the game of the prop firms. You want to play prop, if you want to trade with prop firms, you have to abide by the rules. Right? So most people blow their account on their prop firm challenge not because they hit the max drawdown, but because they broke the rules and they don't follow the rules. So make sure to check the rules. Now, the thing that if you're wondering where rules are, I can show you an example here. One of the prop firms that I partner with is Handtech Trader. And on most prop firms, if you're looking for where the rules are, most prop firms, you're going to find the rules. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page of the website, you can find the rules at the FAQs. Now, Handtech Trader actually gives you a section where they write rules there, but most prop firms are not really going to do that. Most prop firms, the rules are going to be in the FAQ. So also, if you click on this FAQ here on Handtech Trader, and you go, you're still also going to see the rules there. So you can see, find all the answers of your questions in the FAQ page, frequently asked questions. And you're also going to see the rules. You can see challenge rules here. You can read the challenge rules. What is a hard breach? A hard breach basically is when you violate, for example, let's just read it. A hard breach means that you violated either the maximum daily loss or maximum total loss rule. In the event you have a hard breach, you will fail the challenge or you have your Handtech Trader account closed. Basically, a hard breach is you've completely lost the account. Soft breach is like a warning. Hard breach is you've completely lost the account. So you can see on frequently asked questions here. But if you want to, on Handtech Trader, if you want to check the main rules, they have a section specifically for that. So click on this. Click on this, you're going to see, it's going to take you to the page where you're going to see the rules for each type of account. The first phase, or one-step account, two-step account, and instant account that they have. So you can see instant accounts, one-step, two-step, right? And the different types of instant and different types of one-step, two-step accounts, right? And you can read the rules. You can see the hard breach, soft breach. Like a soft breach is any rule which, if broken, would close the trades that are in breach. However, you will continue to be able to trade in your Handtech Trader accounts. Examples of this are news trading and holding over the weekend. So a hard breach is basically you've completely lost the account. Your account is going to be closed. But a soft breach is you broke a rule, but you can still continue to trade. They'll help you close the trades. You can still continue to trade. Maybe there might be some consequences like reducing your profit speed or something, depending on the profit that you're trading, right? But you can still continue. But the thing is, when you have multiple soft breaches, it's going to lead to a hard breach. Maybe like 2, 3 soft breach. It's going to lead to a hard breach, right? So you can't, because there's a soft breach doesn't mean you keep breaching the rule like that, right? So you're going to see the rules here on most platforms. You're going to see the rules at the FAQs. But on Handtech Trader here, they have a specific section here for the rules. So make sure to check the rules of whatever platform that you're trading in order to be aware of the rules that are there so you don't break it. The second rule that you need to follow when trading with prop firms is don't go above 1% risk per trade. Anything above 1% is too much risk per trade. Most prop firms, they limit you in the amount of risk that you can take. All right. It's not a personal account that you can just risk any amount that you want. You have to abide by the rules and the risk management that the prop firm has set for you. Different prop firms are different, but most prop firms these days, they don't want you to go above 1% risk per trade. Right. And even me, I'll advise you not to go above 1% risk per trade because of the reason for that is because most prop firms, they have a max daily drawdown of 5% and some even 4%. Right. So if you're risking 1% per trade, in order to hit this, you need to lose 5 trades in a row, right? You need to lose 5 trades, 1% each to hit 5%. And if you're risking 1% on a prop firm that has 4% drawdown, you need to lose 4 trades, right? But the problem is if you're risking, let's say you double this risk to 2% like this, right? Now how many trades you need to hit this? You need to hit this with like 2.5 trades. Just 2.5 trades, you've hit this drawdown. And then for this 4%, just 2 trades. If you lose 2 trades like this, you're gone, right? Which everybody will lose these 2 trades in a row. There's nobody that will say, I can't lose 2 trades in a row. You're most likely gonna lose 2 trades in a row. 5 trades in a row, that one is you have more space to go about it, right? But in a day, if you're risking 2% on a 5% drop, 5% daily drawdown or 4% daily drawdown, you're gonna hit that thing in no time, like very fast, and you're gonna end up breaking the rules. Sometimes you might even forget that you took a couple of trades, and because there's no room for you, you end up losing the account because of you hit the daily drawdown. I remember the daily drawdown, hitting that daily drawdown is a hard breach. It's a hard breach. So that shouldn't be something you should be hitting. So anything more than 1% is too much. The only exception to this is for people that trade on a less frequent basis. Maybe like swing traders, people that take like in a month, maybe like three, four trades, five trades, six trades in a month. They have the ability to increase their risk because of how frequently they trade or how less frequently they trade, basically. Someone that takes six trades in a month, all right, can afford to risk 2% per trade because out of that whole month, these six trades are not just gonna come up one, might be even maybe like one per week, right? For 4 weeks, that's four trades. And then maybe like if you one of the weeks inside there you have maybe like two trades in a week, right? And that in a week, if you have two trades, it's not gonna be one, it's not most likely gonna be one day. It could be like one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, right? So they have the ability to risk 2% because of how frequently they trade. They don't trade that much. They don't have a lot of trades. Those are the only type of people that can increase their risk on prop firms. But if you are the type of person that you're always trading every day, you are trading every day, or you have a lot of trades in a week, you can't go with 1% risk. It's not going to work out for you because you're going to end up blowing the account, especially if you have multiple trades in a day. If you have like 4 or 5 trades in a day and you're risking 1% and you lose those four or five, you're going to be in, you're going to be, sorry, if you're risking more than 2%, sorry, more than 1% actually, you're going to be in a tight spot. So don't go above 1% risk per trade, except you're a swing trader with less trades. And don't go below 0.5%. That's another thing. Don't go below 0.5% if you're in the challenge phase, right? If you want to pass that challenge, don't go below 0.5%. If you've passed the challenge and you're in the funded phase, depending on the size of the account that you have, your 0.5% is a very good risk. 0.25% is a very good risk. If you want to be aggressive, you can go with 1%, right? Or more. So that's the second rule that you should abide by, and you'll be safe. If you break this rule, then you're putting yourself in danger. Now, the third rule to go about when trading with prop firms is to trade with a reliable prop firm. If you want to avoid scams and you want to ensure that you get the payout, it's very, very crucial that you trade with the reliable prop firms. Most people, I don't know, because of I don't even know the reason, but not to cut you off, but if you're looking for a good platform to trade with, Hunter Trader provides you with funded accounts from $1,000 all the way up to $300,000 that you can trade with. And you have different types of accounts. They have a one-step account, a two-step account, and they also have an instant account in case you want to skip the challenge and just trade without passing the challenge. You can just get funded instantly. They also have a scaling plan in case you want to scale up, so you can buy a small account and then scale up to bigger size accounts with their scaling plan. Right now, they're doing a Black Friday discount, so click the link in the description below to get an account with Hunter Trader. They end up trading with unreliable platforms that are, like they make it shiny and make it look nice, but it's actually a scam, right? So you need to trade with a reliable platform. There are a lot of reliable platforms out there, right? And there are a lot of scam platforms out there. The ones that are usually scams are the ones that have not been in the industry for long. Maybe they just came up maybe like 3 months. 5 months, right? Those ones are usually not reliable because they are new to the game. But the ones that have been 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years in the game, there's a reason why they've been around for so long is because they are reliable. Yes, they might have some ups and downs, right? Every business has that ups and downs. Doesn't make them a scam. It does how the model is. That's just how business works. You have ups and downs. You have problems that might come up in some certain areas, but those performers are usually reliable. The ones that are unreliable are the ones that are completely new, right? Coming out of nowhere. Those are the ones that are reliable. Now, one of the platforms that you can partner with, which is also reliable, is the one I partner with here, is Hunter Trader. Hunter Trader. With Hunter Trader, you can get up to $300,000 in funding, and they have from $1,000, like a funded account from $1,000 all the way up to $300,000. So let me just show you the types of account that they have here on their website. So if you come to their website here, Hantech Trader, also note that they are powered by Hantech Markets, which is a broker that have been around for a lot, I think like 10 years plus or so, right? So that's Hantech Markets, and then this is their prop from Hantech Trader. So you can see the different types of account that you have here. You have an instant account, a one-step account, a two-step account. Inside the instant account, you have instant funding and instant lights. There's a difference between the two. You also have a one-step account here, and you have a two-step account here, and an enhanced X, which are the two different types of the two-step. You can see $1,000 all the way up to $50,000 on the instant account. if you don't know what an instant account is, it's basically an account where you don't need to pass a challenge. You can just get funded instantly, right? We don't need to pass, like the one step, you need to pass a one-step challenge. A two-step, you need to pass a two-step challenge, but instant, you don't need to pass a challenge, right? So that's the difference between the three of them. So you have $1,000 up to $50,000. On the one step, you have $2,000 up to all the way up to $200,000. And the max allocation that you have is 300K. So you can have one 200K and 100K to make it 300K. And then on the two-step account, you have from 5,000. You have from 5,000 to $200,000 to trade with, right? And then they also have a scaling plan. So if you're low on budget, you can go on a scaling plan. So basically, the scaling plan works in a way where you have a small account, maybe like a 50K, like a 10K account or 20K account, and then you scale up. Let's say you pass the challenge. Let's say you pass your 10K challenge. You can decide to either trade the funded account and get the payout, or upgrade that account to like a 5K account without paying any fees, right? And then you can scale up from there. So that's how their scaling plan works. So make sure to check out their rules before you purchase an account. Check out the scaling plan, and also they are running a discount where they're running a Black Friday discount from the 27th of November to the 1st of to next week, Monday, I think, Cyber Monday or so. So, and it's going to be a 20% discount. If you want to get funded with them, click the link in the description below to get an account with them. The discount codes are also going to be in the description below. So make sure to take advantage of these Black Friday discounts that are coming up and get an account, get funded with Handle Trader. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Peace.